Hi everybody, welcome to Chef Bill's Knife Tips. Today I'm going to show you how to hold and use a chef's knife. First thing though, before I even start cutting anything, this is a big one. Put a damp cloth or a damp piece of paper towel underneath your cutting board. That way, when you put the board down, it's not going to slide around and you're not trying to cut on a moving target. That's a big one. But now, the knife. How do you hold it? Now a lot of people hold the knife like this, but the problem is they hit their knuckles. And so to keep from hitting their knuckles, they'll just put their index finger out that way. But the problem is you really don't have good lateral control over the knife. So you take your thumb and your index finger and you hold the knife just like that, and you've got full control over the knife. So that way you can do any kind of cutting, whatever you need to do. Now, the second thing that's just as important is the hand that's not holding a knife. This way, a lot of times people hold the food just like that. Problem is, we like to call that trying to cut off your fingertips. What you want to do, and it takes a bit of practice, is to remember to hold your fingers like that. Because this way, when you do that, your fingertips aren't in the way, and you can just slice that way. And also, see how, just like that, I can use the side of my finger as a guide to cut the carrot or anything in whatever size I need. So that's the first thing. But now there's so many other ways. Let me just get this out of the way. There's so many other ways, other things to do with the chef's knife. For instance, say you want to cut lengthwise. Some people, again, hold it like that, but you're trying to hit a round target. Plant the tip of the knife like that, and that way you're going to get a nice straight cut right up the middle that way, instead of trying to balance it on something round. And if you do that again, plant the knife that way, you can get a nice little dice like that. It's just as easy and just as fast as it looks like, just like that. So now, I want to show you two other cuts that are really helpful. Most of the time, you're not going to be using the tip of your knife for a chef's knife because you're so far away from where you control it that you're not going to cut grapes or things like that with the tip. Most of the time, you're going to be using this part of the knife. But it does come in handy, say you're slicing celery. Just like that, slowly take your time, slice up that way, and you can get the exact cut you want and as thick as you want. And this way, and see, this hand is not flat like that, but just like that. And just kind of slide my other hand along the way as I cut that way. You're going to get the right cut that you want every time. But there's another cut that's also very important. And that is, you've got something greens or herbs. So here we've got some cilantro. So say you want to really cut this down, turn this into just a little pile of minced cilantro. First thing you want to do, just as I was showing you before, carefully cut it down. Just cut the pile down a little bit. But now here's that second cut that's almost as popular as the other one. You take your hand, put it on the end of the knife, and you just kind of keep going back and forth until this is chopped up to the size you want. It's fast, it's easy, and you're not going to get your fingers harmed in any way. See, this is just sitting there giving you a little weight, giving you a little guidance. Just keep chopping along. This is great if you just want to throw this into a salad or use this as a garnish or even just to paint a plate, because now you can just put this any way you want. Say, here's the plate, just as a garnish around whatever you're doing. It's easy, it's fast. You saw how quickly you could do that. Those are the main cuts of using a chef's knife, and again, all held carefully. They hold the knife like that. You've got full control over the knife, so that way you're not going to injure yourself and you get the cuts and the slices exactly as you want them. That's it. We'll see you for the next Chef Bill's Knife Tips.